Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Bienvenidos a un nuevo programa del podcast. Hoy estamos aquí Javi y yo con unos invitados muy especiales como son Zach y Asa. Ellos son los primeros americanos que conocimos aquí en Estados Unidos y ya llevamos 3 años con ellos, pues con muchas experiencias, con muchos momentos juntos. Y nada, nos queríamos acordar también de Morcillo y Marqués, que están ahí a los mandos hoy. Mandar ahí un saludo. Cámara. Y nada, pues eso, es un podcast que vamos a hacer en inglés, entonces para todos aquellos que no entendáis inglés, está la opción de subtítulos en español, que se activan en YouTube, entonces por eso, para que así la pueda ver toda la gente. Aquellos que están practicando el inglés lo pueden poner en inglés con subtítulos en inglés también, o en español.
Que eso ayuda, que así fue como nosotros empezamos un poco. Y
Eso
antes de
es.
nada decir... Nuevo setup, nos han traído nuevos micrófonos, luego hemos puesto la cámara ahí dentro, que la pinchará Marqués y Morci, y que se ve lo que hacen desde allí. Y nada, muy contentos de estar con Zach y Asa, a ver qué nos cuentan.
Ya empezaremos hablando en inglés desde ya. So here, Asa and Zach, you can present yourself.
Alright, I'm Zach.
I'm Zach.
That's it. I guess, I'm not from around here, I'm from Pittsburgh. Most of you probably don't know where that is, but I play here. We met, David and Javi our freshman year. We all lived together, and we've been best friends ever since, so.
Perfect. And my name is Asa. I'm from Vermont, which is a state that borders Canada. About a couple hours from Montreal is the closest big city. It's about 4 or 5 hour car ride from here up north. And yeah, excited to be on this episode of the podcast.
What's up? Do you feel it? The cameras, yeah? Zach, you were very confident, but now what?
I just didn't know what to say. You said introduce yourself. I introduced myself.
They are used to talk to the cameras,
of course,
right?
Of course.
Now we gotta say that now we live together. We met probably the first week we were here, but now we're all living together with Evan Squire. He couldn't come today. Squire.
In our
Squire.
thoughts.
Important to say too that we started our freshman year. We were 10, right? We were 10 freshmen when we came.
10 or 11.
Yeah.
In our
The class-
we're a class of 11.
Yeah.
And now we're just 5.
Us 4 and Koke.
And Koke.
Koke was gonna come, but
We will talk a little bit more, but since we came, the program, we can say that it changed a little bit.
Definitely.
I think the year before us, it was 1 week or
1 or 2.
or
yeah.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
and now, so yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit with these guys. We're really excited to have you here. The first question I wanna ask is, when we first told you what do you think about the podcast, the idea, what do you think? Because I know you were both really making fun of us a little bit. So what do you think now that we've been almost 2 months doing it? What do you think?
Now that Viviendo Sueño is legit and gaining real traction across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube,
All platforms.
No, I think it's a good thing. It's a good passion. It's a good pastime, something to do. Obviously, we're your friends. We got to keep you guys in check. So we make fun of you and make jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
But we do watch some of the episodes.
we have to say that we have watched some of the episodes all together in the living room, and they like it, right?
They're
Yeah,
interesting.
it's
You just learn stuff about people that maybe you wouldn't have known,
For sure.
when Eti or Lucas was talking.
And here we have a lot of free time. For example, Lisa spends the free time in the couch, but we try to do new things. And so
Yeah, sure. We have some free time. I think it's a great idea. We have a lot of fun. It's not just you trying to become famous or anything like that.
No.
But we enjoy it, and how much fun do we have here? And when we are all together and we bring someone, I like it. What do you think, Zach? You called me weird the first time.
No. I said I'll support your decision. It's a good hobby to have. You have fun bringing new people in, getting new perspectives on where people came from, their experiences in life,
Yeah,
and
you
you share
also-
that with people.
You also know there are a lot of Spanish that want to come here.
Yeah.
And we were talking before in the car that Zach was living with the Spanish before we came here. They both know a lot of Spanish. I don't think we could do it in Spanish, but yeah, bro,
Yeah.
you know a lot.
No,
You
for
too.
sure.
you took class of Spanish and then you were doing a minor, but you are not doing anymore, right?
No, he still is. I was doing the minor, and it didn't work on my schedule, so I dropped it. But
Okay.
yeah,
I was also doing a minor in Spanish. I had taken Spanish in high school, and I thought, why not? It's a good opportunity to have this resource available, Spanish classes, for essentially free, not for free, but not adding to my already paid college tuition. And so I thought, why not? But I did end up dropping the minor too because it didn't fit with my schedule.
You were too busy, right?
I was
The accounting major changed your
The
life.
girlfriend, also like. I don't know.
I'm not here to talk about my girlfriend.
No. All right.
Okay, so I would like to go back to 2022. We came here as a freshman. And what was the first thought about having me or other Spanish people?
I mean, honestly, it was like, obviously you're gonna gravitate towards the people like who you can actually speak to. And at the time, you two, like, obviously now your English is perfect, but at the time we couldn't really communicate that much. But again, it was hard for you because you didn't have people like trying to bring you in and communicate with you all the time the way that the rest of us could do that with each other. So
Yeah, we said it in other podcasts. Like we talk about you guys, like how you try to talk with us even though we couldn't say a single word, and David, Koke, and me, and we were all day together. But you try. We also live in the same building. That I think that
helped
makes
a lot.
sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, what do you think? Is that when you saw us?
Well, I first showed up. I remember it. We had to go and get our shoe cards, our ID cards, at like the campus concierge. And Zach and I walked from our dorm, and we had meeting these Spanish guys for the first time, and they're all just wearing these ripped jean shorts and these tight shirts like this. And I don't know, I laughed a little bit, but at the beginning, David's English was understandable, like we could communicate. Javi and Koke, nothing.
I don't
But
know.
I thought Javi was so funny because he used to take these selfies all the time and he'd go like this and make this really funny face.
Okay.
So I'd take photos of him all the time, and it was so funny, and that's kind of how we like got a little closer.
So in Spain we're not used to use Snapchat. That's why
Yeah.
it was everything new about Snapchat, because we only use WhatsApp, Instagram. So here you go in the hallway in the classroom and everybody's taking selfies, and we were like,
What's
okay,
it?
maybe we have to try it, you know?
Exactly.
Like I was starting taking selfies like this, but how it was like this.
No, you've definitely
And now-
perfected
now
it.
David-
No,
bro.
Well, he loves
David,
it.
Now
used it, David used it before. Like I had no idea
Yeah.
what was
I mean,
that.
I knew
And
it was
Koke,
Snap,
like, but this guy used it before.
Oh, Koke selfies were the best. Like,
Yeah, he used to always give a thumbs up in everyone.
That was so funny.
Yeah. No.
And yeah, how was the experience the first year? I mean, for you, it's also hard. Like for us, it's coming from another country, but
Yeah.
for you, it's also like college is a big thing in your life,
Yeah.
and like you are also from pretty far from here. Like it's not like as close as other people that live 1 hour away. Like you live 4 hours and you like even 8.
Yeah.
So like, how was the first? I don't know, the first experience here in the school, soccer wise, like.
I mean, I can't really like speak for Asa, but like it was similar because we both went to like a boarding school, which if you're not familiar, it's just like you're going to school away from home. You pretty much live there all the time. Like it's a similar idea to college, so it was like a start for college, and it was like very similar. So it helped us, at least it helped me a lot grow into a person that was able to be away from home for a good bit of time.
Yeah, going into my freshman year, I had already been living away at school for 4 years. So I basically have lived away from home since I was 15 or 16 at boarding school, and obviously coming home for holidays and summers and things like that. So I think the transition from me from high school to college was a little bit less of a jump compared to a lot of other people.
You also, yeah.
For whoever doesn't know you, do you go to a high school because of soccer or because the academics? How do you choose the high school before coming to college?
I can speak a little to that. So I actually went to 3 different high schools. The first one was a public school just by my house in Vermont. And my parents are both teachers, and my mom wasn't loving what they were doing with the curriculum there, and so she prompted me to look elsewhere for schools. And then with that in mind, with better academics in mind, I also went for soccer and skiing, which I used to do a big amount. And then my last change to boarding school, actually in Connecticut, before I came to Sacred Heart, was a move purely based off of soccer.
Yeah, I mean, mine was a little different, but similar. I went to just your public school for 4 years, and then I graduated, and then my decision to go to a boarding school was specifically for soccer because I was pretty much committed to another school, and then COVID hit, and my offer got taken away, so I had no options. So that 5th year of high school was just solely to get to a destination, and it brought me here. So
Yeah, I want to highlight that you also came here being 1 year older than the people used to, right?
Mhm.
Basically for soccer, like David and me, we spent 1 more year playing soccer there, and David studied too, but I didn't, or Koke didn't either. So you spent 1 more year and you came to the school a little later, and that was just for soccer, right?
Yeah, that was in part for recruitment in soccer, but a big part of that reason was because of COVID. So because of COVID happened, everyone didn't have their seasons for a whole year, and so the whole recruiting was kind of backlogged. And so that extra year gave you some time, as for COVID to work out, and for schools and universities and coaches and recruiters to work out kind of what their plan moving forward was. So a lot of that extra year was impacted because of COVID.
It's interesting because in America you recruit people for maybe 2 years, 3 years. So for example, right now we are recruiting people for class 2030.
Yeah.
So they are gonna come here in 2 years. So you basically need to be like, you need to do very good in high school to get an offer as soon as possible, right?
Yep, and a lot of that, I mean, here, I'm guessing you guys don't play for your schools, right?
No.
So we, at least personally, if you're not in boarding school and public school, you just have a high school team. And then when that season ends, you go to your more competitive team, a club team. That's where you travel, you play good competition, coaches will come see you. And then I guess just the better, for me, at least one of those teams you're on, the more exposure you have for these coaches to see you. And that's how you get mainly recruited.
Do you know each other before coming here or just through social media?
I mean, not personally, but we knew each other existed because we did the same. It was a soccer program in the United States called the Olympic Development Program, and we both 1 year. He did it the year after me, and then I did it the first year, and
it was like a tryouts. Each state had their own team, and then from there were tryouts for the regional team. So Vermont and Pennsylvania are both in the Northeast, so we were both Region 1, and so we both went to a big camp and tried out and made the regional team. And although I was the year after Zach, there were a lot of people that we knew and mutual friends that overlapped.
A big difference between Spain and America is when do you start focusing in soccer? For example, in Spain, we start since we are 3-4 years old, we start playing, and you don't change the sport. But for you guys, how was it? When did you start focusing in soccer? Because I know, Asa, you have been skiing all your whole life. So when did you really start focusing on soccer? And you said this is my sport. This is what I wanna do.
Yeah. So growing up, I live in a ski town. So growing up, my winters were always filled with skiing, and I started playing soccer probably in primary school, 3rd or 4th grade, just the town rec league. And then throughout middle school, I knew I was pretty good compared to the other kids there. And then I guess I was always skiing and soccer for me, kind of went hand in hand.
And skateboard? No, skateboard.
And skateboarding too, but that was more of a hobby.
Okay.
And I was more serious about skiing and soccer, and it kind of went hand in hand. And then after my first year of public school, I transferred to a school in New Hampshire, and that was mainly for skiing. I went there because they had skiing and soccer, but my scholarship to that school was purely based off skiing and not from soccer at all. And then so it was after COVID hit, and during those 2 years I was at Holderness, was the name of the school. I kind of got burnt out a little bit from skiing and decided I want to play soccer in college, and what can I do to put myself in the best position for that? And that's when I transferred and I repeated my junior year of high school and then did my senior year and came here. So I was always like, it was always in the back of my mind, but it was probably 2 years before college where I was like, this is like the path I want to choose.
Yeah, that's
crazy. Do you regret choosing soccer over ski?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes. I mean, I think my personality is I want to like do a little bit of everything and try a little bit of everything, and so I was like super into skiing, and then I got kind of burnt out a little bit, and now I haven't really been skiing at all, and I've been playing soccer for the past 5-6 years, and now I'm still enjoy the game of soccer, but I do miss skiing that. So they kind of go hand in hand, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for the viewers that don't know, Javi came to my house freshman year.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
We'll talk about
Okay.
it.
What about you?
I
Only
mean, for
soccer?
me,
Or?
no, I always tried, like, when I was younger, I tried a lot of different things. Like, soccer was, like, always the one that, like, I don't know. When you're younger in America, at least your parents are a big influence, and they push you
Yeah.
to play this certain sport because that's what they liked and all that. And my dad played a lot of soccer in high school and then ran track in college. But, I mean, I tried basketball.
Track in college.
He ran track at Virginia Tech.
I heard that.
He did. That's why
Like, he
Caleb
plays
did.
soccer too?
He played soccer in high school. He did not play soccer in college.
Oh.
No. He was just fast. But yeah, I mean, I tried basketball, I tried swimming, all those things. On the
Swimming?
swim, on the
Biking?
swim
What
team.
about riding a bike?
Biking?
Yeah.
Biking you didn't try, right?
Biking? I never really got into. I don't know why.
So
but
he doesn't know how to ride a bike,
It's
basically.
true. I can't, but
You need to learn before we finish college. You need to learn.
I'd like to. I feel like it's a good skill to know how to do. Yeah. No. Soccer for me ever since around middle school was my focus. I dropped everything else. Not that I was like that serious about swimming, obviously, but focused on soccer, and then I knew that's what I wanted to do in college. So
And what are the difference between high school soccer and college soccer? Do you see a huge difference in the level, or like I don't know?
I mean, it really depends on where you go to school.
Yeah.
And so I would say at my public school, it's mostly kids that have played soccer and grow up and just do it for fun. And then, you go and you get to the boarding schools where we were in. It's called, was it NESCAC? league we were in? NEPSAC. And it's like, all the kids, most of the kids that go to these boarding schools, at least from my experience, a large percentage of them are there for sports. And so maybe they don't play soccer as their first sport, but they're like very high level lacrosse players or hockey players. And the school I went to, most of us were all soccer players. So a lot of the kids on my team are playing soccer in college at various different colleges.
yeah, the same for me. In my your local public school, it'll just be the kids from your town, like the best kids from your town. They play soccer or whatever. But when you go to that prep school, I mean, like I said, I had kids from Portugal, like Spain, like Guatemala, Mexico, everywhere who want to come here and further their education to play soccer in college. So it's just different depending on where you go.
What do you think about college level? Like, I know everyone wants to play in a D1. Like, probably that's why you came here to Sacred Heart, just because you have an offer for a D1 university to play soccer. Like, what do you think about this soccer?
I mean, overall, it's better than the teams I've played with in the past. It's probably, I mean, I don't know how you guys can compare, but for me, it's being around players like you guys. It obviously helps us, and it's the best level I've definitely played at up until this point in my life.
Yeah, I mean, people say this about the pros, but I'm saying like from the jump from high school to college, just like consistency. Like the guys that are in there every day and like showing up to like fight and every day in practice and really just put the work in and then perform like on a consistent basis. Like not many guys have up and down, or the best players don't really have like good days and bad days. They're all pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, right.
That's true. I want to leave soccer a little bit to the side. I want to know what you're doing right now with your life. Like, we are in junior year. Tell the people, what are you doing, like college space, like what do you do in your daily life?
I mean, for me personally, like school's a lot. I'm pre-med, so a lot of medicine, a lot of science classes, stuff like that. And
what do you want to be in the future?
my goal is to be an anesthesiologist, so I'm gonna have to go through a lot more schooling to get to that point. But that's the goal in the future.
Yeah, tell us how many years, because there is a huge.
And explain to the viewers what an anesthesiologist is.
Yeah, you're gonna be a doctor.
Anesthesia.
Right?
Yeah, it's a form of doctor that, like, in surgery or like outside surgery, you like apply the medicine. So you use like the needles, and you give people different types of medicine to help with their surgeries and different types of things like that. And it's like around a total of like 10 years of schooling.
So 10 years after high school, right?
Yeah. So it'll be 4 of my undergrad, which is here right now. And then I'll have to take a test and then reapply to school all over again. And then I'll go to another medical school for 4 years. And then after that, I'll have 2 more years of like an apprenticeship where you like focus on your future job, and you just do that for 2 years. But it's not paid as well as it would be.
And you are working for the 4 years in medical school, or
No.
just studying?
No, that's just studying. That's what the 2 years after the 4 years are for, working and like getting job experience. So those you get paid, but it's like not anything near where the normal salary would be.
So basically you're gonna finish studying at how old? Like 28?
28, 29-ish, yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Then-
kind of in Spain, like the difference between being a doctor and another degree is like crazy. In Spain, I feel like it's like
It's
10
also an
years.
invest, I think.
No,
Like,
for sure.
you can study for 10 years, but then you know that if you are doing
Yeah.
good, you're gonna live the rest of your life with a
sure.
good
It's an
salary.
investment and it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
You're sacrificing
I-
your time now.
Could you
for
do it?
later.
Could you study for another 10 years, for another 8 years or
No.
6?
I don't think I would want to,
so.
no.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something about that, because here the doctor, there is something very different to in Spain. Like in Spain, they get well paid, like
Yeah.
it's a good job obviously, but here the difference is huge.
Yeah.
Like here the doctors they get a lot of money, but why? Like it's true that if you are a doctor and you do something wrong, you can get in
for
huge
sure.
trouble,
For
right?
sure, especially in like the field that I want to go into. Like you have to know literally everything about like everybody's body. They're allergic to this medicine. They can't have that. Like you can get sued every single day if you do something wrong.
So you have a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of
every day.
responsibility, but I mean, I can't really speak as to why the pay difference is so different in here than in Spain, but
Can you tell us like a range? Of,
Like-
average salary to be a
for
doctor?
what I want to do, like $300,000 to $400,000 a year.
300,000 a
Madre
400,000
mía.
euros al
Chavales.
año.
But again, that's like what I want to do. Happens to be the like top paying form of doctor, but that's just what I've always had interest in. And
Well, it's also you sacrifice another 5 years of
Yeah,
schooling
for
and a
sure.
lot of money to pay for that school to
Yeah.
then make it up
For
on the
sure,
back half.
for sure.
So
That's true, because here you have to pay for all
For
Yeah.
everything.
everything.
like again, I'll be in school. You guys will probably be working, but you'll be able to have like some type of fun. Whereas I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be study. So
Yeah. What about you, Asa? Accounting?
What do you do, bro? Because I don't really know. Besides being on the couch,
I have great time management skills, and that's why these guys never see me studying.
all right.
No, I am a recently declared accounting major. I came into college not really knowing what I wanted to do, and I still don't really know what I want to do. I chose accounting because it's a good degree to have in the business world. It carries a lot of weight in the business world. I thought I'd give accounting a try. There's also a lot of job security and safety in accounting because every company and every business needs accountants, and every person, obviously, a lot of people use personal accountants to do their taxes and things like that. But also it's a great stepping stone if I would want to transition into other business sectors that, accounting is kind of like the building blocks of business. So with a great knowledge about accounting, you'd be able to then transition into things like finance, consulting, financial planning, and other things.
And tell us about your internship. You got an internship
Yeah.
this summer in Stanford, right? Can you
Yeah.
tell us about?
Yeah, so the internship is with this company called Gerald Metals, and it's a commodities trading company. So they basically transport, buy, and sell metals around the world. It's an international company. It's very involved in international markets and current economies and stuff. and my internship is in the credit department there. So it's not necessarily accounting, but they were looking for people with accounting backgrounds. And what I'll be doing is essentially assessing potential. I'd be assessing potential partners for the company and that they would do deals with, and I'd be basically, going over their financials, seeing if they would, have a good financial history, if they'd be able to pay us back and how long and things like that. So it's a little different than your typical accounting, but I'm excited for it because it seems a bit more dynamic.
You're gonna stay here, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be living in Connecticut. I'm not going home this summer.
And we know that Sa was doing an internship also the last summer. And how was your first day at work in the hospital?
My first day at work was really good. So, we woke up like any other day at
what time?
At like 4 a.m, because in that line of work, you have to be there very early, and it was an hour from my house. So I was checked into the hospital around 5:30, got my scrubs on. If you don't know what scrubs are, it's just like the normal, the clothes that you see everybody in the hospital wearing. And the first patient of the day, my first day, we walk in, and she was bipolar, so she was a lot of mental problems, and she's getting her needle in her, and I'm half asleep sitting on this chair, and she just starts screaming as loud as she can, and that woke me up pretty good. And then I stand up to go walk out to see the next patient, and I pass out. I just collapse on the floor. But if I were to pass out, there's no way I'd rather pass out than the middle of a hospital. So
That's crazy.
That was a great day to start.
Good day. No, but then it was great after that. I had a great experience for sure.
There is something I want to say. I don't want to forget about it. And it's as you said, it's you left your house so early. You were living by yourself. You too, Zach. And that's a huge difference between here and Spain. How mature are the young people like you? You know how to do basically everything. You gotta see Zach cooking, or Asa dealing with all the stuff in the house, all the utilities and all of that. And that really surprised me. I always tell my mom, my dad, how these kids with 18 years can do all of this. I don't even know what is that, And that's something I really like about America, how independent you guys are, and how do you grow up so quick. And there is a huge difference between Spain and America.
Yeah.
It's
kind of I don't know about Spain, but it's more common here. Once you get past that high school level, you're going to leave the house. You have to grow up eventually, either now or later. You have to, become your own person, learn how to do all these things. And it's I don't know. It's the reason why all of us become mature, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's my parents raised me to be very independent, and that, obviously I've been living away from home since I was 16, but like Zach said, a lot of kids here go to college, and a lot of kids choose to go to college somewhere far from their home to try to get a new experience and experience different things. So I guess it's just preparation for that. I can't really speak on the comparison to Spain because I haven't seen it.
I love it, but I think it's important to say, because in Spain, people leave their houses with, 25, 28,
Depends
depends who you are, obviously, but it's so much different here. You leave your house as soon as possible, and you want to start growing up.
Yeah. In Spain, is it more common? I don't know if this is wrong, but you guys still, if you go to college, you lived at home.
Yeah.
And you just it was a local city college. Or...
Yeah, depend. I was playing soccer and studying at the same time, while I was studying in college, and I was living at my house with my family. But for example, my sister, she moved to another city to study, so she was living by herself. Okay. So it depends what do you want to study, if you want to stay in your city, if not.
Yeah, there is a lot of people that lives in other cities, but also talking about money-wise, you guys work in the summers, you guys work in the winters to have your own money, and you can afford not all the school, but you can afford all your stuff. People that goes to study to other cities in Spain is just because of their parents. So if you cannot really afford that, you have to stay in your city. There is no other thing.
And that's similar to the U.S. as well.
Yeah.
We're both fortunate enough to come from, high middle class families that have been able to support us through not only college but boarding school as well. So.
Yeah, in America, a lot of people get loans to pay college. That's like, I don't know, that's like impossible in Spain because if you go to a public college in Spain, you pay like 1,000, 2,000 per year. But here, the colleges are very expensive, so there are a lot of people that they can't afford it, so they get loans and that they pay in a long term, right?
Yep. Yeah, how that works is, I mean, I'd say a good bit of people who go to college will have student loans.
I'd say most.
Yeah.
Here too? This school?
No.
This school is kind of different, right?
The school, I don't know.
What do you think about this school? Because we have talked a lot about the facilities, like how surprised we were, like compared to Spain, obviously, because we barely saw any other schools. But you have seen like a lot of schools like Vermont or you in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
The school itself or like the facilities and like
Everything in general, like school, people, facilities.
You like the school?
No, this school has invested a lot of money into their campus and their facilities and such.
Not to the parking lot, right? Because
There are not enough parking lots at Sacred Heart.
We don't have car, but they have car, and they spend 20 minutes every morning trying to find parking. And if they don't find a parking, they get a ticket. So
we get a parking. We
have to fix that, Dr. Petilo.
I shouldn't.
You're watching.
I shouldn't have to come to practice and spend $80 after because there's not enough parking.
Every practice $80.
Every practice I just pay is just dishing money out to the school that they don't need.
No, but the school is very nice. The campus is very pretty. That's one of the reasons that I chose this school compared to some of the other ones I had offers from or was touring. I also chose what school, like one of the factors when I was deciding what school to go to was size, because there's a big difference between like a small, probably Division III school, which is, 2,000, 1,000 kids, and I came from a boarding school, so I kind of wanted something that was a bit bigger, but I'm also from a small town in Vermont, so I didn't want to be overwhelmed, so I kind of went with like a mid-sized school, and that definitely narrowed down my college search in terms of,
No, yeah, for sure. It's like what caters to you. Like, I mean, I didn't want to go to a huge school where, like, if you go to one of those big schools, you'll be in classes with 100 people sitting there. You'll never get one-on-one attention from your professor if you need it. Like, you don't get the help you need, but some people are willing to risk that, and obviously I need to focus on my academics, so I didn't want to go somewhere, like, huge where I wouldn't get that.
I don't know if we talk about that, but here the attention with the professors, like, it's so easy. Like, I have, like, I'm in a class just by myself with another kid.
That's really different with Spain. In Spain, in my university, we were like 100 people in the class, so the professors didn't even know my name. I was there for like an hour, 2 hours. I took the exam and then I left. Here, they know your name. They take attendance in most of the classes, so that's like a big difference between college in Spain and in America.
Yeah, in Spain, for this college, because there are schools like the bigger state schools and stuff that are those huge 100-person
with
lecture
like the
halls.
classes like that. I used to have that in Spain.
Do you want to try to talk Spanish here?
No.
Okay. We'll keep it.
Hey, you've never been in Spain, right? No.
I've never been to Spain, no.
Zach has been there
More
times than me, probably.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times. I think I've been to Barcelona 2 or 3 times, and then I've been to Madrid once, I believe. So
you went to play in Barcelona, right?
Yes, it was when I was younger. I don't know how I got there, but it was like some random select team, probably a money grab. I was young.
Probably.
I was young though. I had fun.
Yes, Erin. No.
Yeah, just Erin wanted to go to Spain, so she probably just paid for all of us to go, and I forget what it was called, but no, the Costa Dorada Cup. I don't know.
Costa Dorada?
Yeah.
I have played the Costa Blanca, but this is like in the same
probably,
color.
Yeah, so I was there
That's
with
fun.
a group of random kids. I don't know how I got there. Didn't know anybody there. Played soccer for a week in Spain, and
that's fun.
good experience though, especially when I was younger.
We may have to talk a little bit about the experience that we had when we went to their houses.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that because we spent a lot of holidays together. For example, Easter break, Javi and Asa, Thanksgiving, everybody together, spring break. So I would like to talk about that. First of all, thank you for the families, both of them, because
Shout
they
out
are-
moms.
because I don't know, they welcome us very good every time. So yeah, like how do you feel having us in your house, like having
Yeah,
I don't
before you start, for example, the first year that we came here, when is Easter? When we went to your house? No,
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
November.
yeah, we had no idea what was Thanksgiving. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Acción
I
de
feel
Gracias in Spanish, but we didn't celebrate that back home. And we had no idea what was that, and Zach just came one day and told us like, "Oh, you guys are coming with me to my house. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
go
I
get
mean,
a bit of me."
obviously, I think it's really cool to like share like our traditions with you guys. Like that's a pretty big holiday in the United States. It's just like family coming together, being one. And I mean, I thought it was really cool for you guys to come experience that with my family, like a traditional Thanksgiving, and like see what all of that was about. So
We love it.
yeah,
And now we're gonna go every
for
year.
sure.
We've been
year.
already 3 times.
3 years. Yeah,
3 more times than I have.
you can
You
come
don't
whenever
want
you
to.
want.
No, it's good to be with your family
Yeah,
if
that's
possible.
true.
For sure.
during
And
Thanksgiving.
then I went to Asa's house. Oh, everyone have been there, but I went on Easter, right?
Yeah, the long weekend.
The long weekend that we went skiing, and that was when you blew my mind when I saw you skiing. Like that was insane. Wow, why are you laughing?
No, I'm just looking at Zach.
What's that festivity like? What did we do? I don't remember.
Passport.
Yeah, so we have a day off. We have Friday off and Monday off, so we have a long weekend. And Javi really wanted to ski. He had talked himself up a bunch, said that he used to go all the time in Spain.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
And he would show me videos of him skiing with his friend, with his sister. And so I said, yeah, let's go skiing. You're welcome to come. And we skied 2 days, but we also did... It was Easter weekend, so we did a Easter sunrise service at the top of the
Wow,
mountain.
yeah. That was crazy.
We woke up at before the sun went up.
Yeah, we woke up at 4 a.m. We went all the way up to the mountain,
Up to
We
the
were-
top. We took
we were
the
in the
lift
top,
up.
right?
Yeah.
and then we went down when the sunrise. That was crazy.
Yeah. So we had that, and then it was I'm half Jewish as well. Shout out, Dad. But we also Passover happened to fall on that weekend, so we did like a Passover dinner, and that was really eye opening for Javi.
That was sick.
Learning about the Jewish
That
tradition.
blew Javi's mind for
No,
sure.
that was I didn't even know about all the Jewish stuff. That was funny.
And then
I
he
mean,
went.
it was-
And then
it
he
was
went to
good.
Egypt that
No, I
that
felt bad
winter
after
and
that.
felt so
I
bad.
felt bad. No, but it was really good, and I felt so good with your family. Like they were so nice with me. I didn't even pay for the tickets to go to ski, and it was 6. And then I will play some of your videos skiing.
Hmm.
All the ones doing all the jumps and all that things, because it was
that's
sick.
crazy.
I loved
Yeah.
it.
I did a backflip for Javi.
You did a backflip, yeah.
Sure.
And also we spent spring break together. First year we
Oh.
went to Cancun, then Punta Cana, and then this year Punta Cana
Cana,
again. Well, Asa didn't
Asa
go
didn't go.
freshman year.
Hmm.
Why?
And he regretted, and
I
then
was
he
attending
came.
other business.
Oh, alright.
And then he came in sophomore year, and I feel like it's a great week
For sure.
to like forget about soccer, school, about everything, just relax.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
have time with
Yeah, we
the
have to talk
boys.
a little bit about Cancun. Like
Yeah,
that was
Cancun.
insane.
I mean, I
course,
guess
okay.
just to explain it, it's just like at least college here, you have a week off in the middle of your semester just to like take a break, like go, and then it's like tradition for you to like travel and go somewhere with your friends and have a good time. And we went to Cancun our freshman year. It was a lot of fun. Punta Cana as well. Great experience.
What happened there? Because I remember that you almost got kidnapped there.
Yeah, so I don't know how I got there, but I took a bus pretty late at night. And this guy on the bus made me pay him extra money, like whatever I had in my pockets, which luckily wasn't much at the time because it was just pesos. And then I got out. He took me halfway, like the good guy he was. And then I was trying to get to an ATM right outside the bus stop. And I put my card in, and some guy comes out of the dark behind the ATM with a knife. And I pull my card and I run a mile to the Cancun city center where all the clubs are, and I'm like, do you have money? Do you have money? I need a taxi to get back to our hotel because we left at like 6 in the morning. A couple hours later.
I remember.
Eventually, I got back safe and sound. So
He's safe here with us.
Safe.
So we're fine. But like, I didn't feel unsafe in Cancun. Never.
I guess it's because we were talking Spanish. Like that's probably why we didn't
Yeah,
feel
because
that.
they tried to scam us
No,
every
for
single
sure.
night.
Yeah, but-
Because we were going to tables like VIP.
Yeah, how was our
wherever.
week there? Explain a little bit. How was our week there? Like,
Our
yes,
weekday, so basically we wake up at 10, we start drinking,
couple mimosas.
couple mimosas, couple
Sex on the
six
beach.
on the beach, and we eat in the buffet, like the food is not the best one. And then we get ready to go out at like 8, 9. We go out. For example, in Cancun, we went out to clubs, but in Punta Cana, we stay in the hotel because we had a club there. So basically,
In Cancun, we went to
we have so much
a
fun.
different
Different
club
club
every
night.
every night.
First
And
night,
then
first
in,
night was tough.
in Cancun, we also had some adventures.
Yeah, we
I
did.
remember we went to Isla Mujeres.
Zip
Oh.
line. Oh yeah, that.
The one in the boat.
And
Yeah,
then-
you know what happened with Evan, right?
Yeah, he spent his last $20.
He didn't have any money,
no,
and he
that-
was staying there.
And that was the last boat from Isla Mujeres to Cancun.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I was running to get cash for Esquire, and I don't know how he got into the boat. but
I think
like-
I got it for him. I don't remember, but he didn't have a single pound, and he spent in that island how much money? Like he just
he
got
spent-
the liquor guy.
The first thing we did, we get these golf carts, and he buys a bottle of liquor and a liquor gun. So he had enough liquor for the rest of the week. And I don't know.
Well, we were going with the golf cars all around the island. That was
Mujeres,
so
the best tacos ever for me. I don't know.
Best
Yeah.
tacos.
Cancun. Punta Cana.
fun. How was Punta Cana?
So much
Isa?
fun, right?
It was good. Yeah, it's a lot of fun just going on a trip with your friends, especially when you've been in the cold Connecticut for the past 3-4 months. It's nice to go somewhere warm and tropical and sit on the beach, shoot the shit with your friends, and drink some alcohol.
For sure.
You know you cannot say bad words, right?
It's an expression.
It's a saying.
Huh, That's good.
Yeah.
Because here in
It's a good
America, to drink alcohol, you have to be 21.
Ah, yeah.
So freshman year, that's why we went to Cancun, because
Yeah.
that's 18 when you start drinking alcohol. And we didn't wanna go to Florida or like
Florida.
Florida. Florida.
Florida.
The rapper.
Florida to be
No,
there
but I
without
think that's
drinking
one of the
alcohol.
main reasons why you all go there, right? Because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can drink.
For sure.
Yeah. That and warm weather.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense, Jason. It's so funny to have you here, bro.
I'm just so honored to be in a room with two entrepreneurs.
Yeah, thank you.
Entrepreneurs.
We have to bring Esquire someday.
But we
Get
need
him on
him.
it. It's your podcast.
Do you think he's gonna watch it?
No, for
He
sure.
will
He
watch
has
it.
to watch it.
If we sit on the couch and watch it, he has to. Like, he has no other option.
Yeah. If you keep talking enough smack about him.
Oh, for sure. Great guy.
Yeah.
What
So
else?
those
What we
trips were 6, and then next year we're preparing
We don't know where
the Spanish tour, right?
Spanish tour in summer.
Yeah.
In summer.
yet. For sure.
Spanish summer is coming first
So-
before spring break. Anything crazy on spring
Yeah.
break? Because I
mean,
want to
we
do
can do
that and
both.
experience that.
We can do both.
Hopefully, we can do both. We'll see.
Yeah.
I know you can, Zach.
All right.
We will talk about next spring break. Like, I have something in mind, but
What's your
We
your
can-
idea?
No, we can give details.
we have to
Yeah,
go
he
to
does.
Brazil and Argentina.
Perfect.
Perfect.
There we
Are
go.
you down?
I'll do whatever.
All right. What else can we tell these guys? Do you wanna say something?
You have no more questions?
No more questions. No more topics.
I have more questions, but I wanted to be like, friendly, just talking.
We can talk.
I want
feel
you
like
guys to have some ideas.
last year we lived in the same apartment before
Oh,
moving
yeah.
to a house.
Yeah.
So I feel that was a great year of us together because Sa was my roommate, Javi was living with Asa in the same room. So we spent a lot of time together. We had one of the
Too
best one of the best apartment in the on campus.
Yep.
We had a lot of fun there.
That was great because we actually saw Hobby that
Yeah,
year.
that's true.
He wasn't in the library the whole time or with his girlfriend. So we had a lot of fun because we really relished the time we spent with Hobby.
It's true.
How do we get like? How did we talk about it? Like, why we had that room together? I don't remember how was it. Like, we were in wrong. I remember like we had a good relations, but
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
You mean how we split up between the four of us?
yeah.
Like how us four got together. I mean, we were supposed to live with Koke,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Us four and Kobe, true.
and then they both got really good. It's like a lottery with the housing, and we got like two numbers
I got
in the
number
top
3.
2 numbers in the top 20. So we basically could go wherever we wanted, but Koke and David were gonna live in the same room, but they had to split up to get everybody in the
Yeah.
good dorms.
True.
Kaden.
Jaden.
No, Jaden was being
Yeah.
an RA.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Kaden.
Aiden,
Matze.
Matt.
Yeah. And then in Rome, we were always like, I think even though we didn't talk English, in Rome we spent a lot of time
Yeah,
together in your
for sure.
room. I remember going to your room a lot.
Yeah,
To get the
came just to eat
snacks.
Zach's
Just to eat
candy.
all
Yeah,
my
snacks.
candy.
Because Sykes
The-
always have a
what's
lot
it?
of stuff in
The
his room.
Sour Patch, the rainbow ones.
Oh,
Javi, I'd get this 1 pound bag and I'd wake up in the morning and they'd all be gone.
Zach always has a lot of food in his room, and Javi always has a lot of food in his stomach.
How was living you two together? Because you are
They
very
were-
different.
They were
like,
sick the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah,
year.
the whole time.
Yeah.
the first.
That's because, like, the AC.
Yeah, the
ventilation
dorm
that
we
doesn't
were in.
suck.
That's because the pasta you eat the whole day. No, but how was living you two together? Like, I know you guys are very different. How was sharing room?
I thought it worked really well. I mean, at least from my perspective. I don't know how that is, but.
What do you think, Asa?
No, it was good. I think out of our freshman class, I wouldn't have wanted to live with anyone else. We're both pretty chill guys, so we would just go back, relax,
Watch some
watch
Star
some
Wars.
Star Wars, some shows together. We watched a lot of movies and shows together. And yeah, it was good. It was a small room, but
Yeah, we made it work.
And then we moved to Cabrini with Evan Esquire.
Hmm
That
think
was
it-
sick.
I think it
We
was
had
a
the best room.
blessing in disguise.
We had the best room in the whole university.
Hmm
yeah.
Looked out.
With our neighbors.
This guy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. ¿Cuánto llevamos?
¿Cuánto llevamos por ahí?
Morci. ¿Qué llevamos?
No, ni lo
No
saben.
tienes ni idea, ¿no?
I'm gonna ask one question that I always ask to the guest. If
Okay.
you have to go back 3 years ago and change something, or what would you change?
3 years ago. What was that?
I mean, when you
Our
came
freshman
here,
year?
yeah, when you came here to college.
I don't know. I have to think about this. 3 years ago.
Change something about our lives.
Or no,
Just like something we did,
You wouldn't
Yeah.
share a room with
like
Asa.
how we did it. I don't know.
I don't think I have any regrets.
I
That's
don't.
good.
I also don't really think I have a regret. I think I mean, like, I changed a lot being here, and like, obviously, when you guys met me, I was not the same person I am today. I was a little bit of a bot, but
A little bit.
Dweeb.
a dweeb.
I remember the first
Sweet.
time I met Sa was in Leonard Drive when we
Yeah,
were doing
oh,
like
yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
welcome
We had
thing.
the-
I was like, who's this guy? He doesn't talk with anyone.
Yeah, I was a little
We-
shy in the corner,
Yeah.
but I don't
Like
know.
just wore Yeezy slides everywhere,
Yeah.
shorts and the
True.
same
I
shirt.
remember that.
You should have seen boarding school. It was Crocs and socks every day,
And pajamas.
pajamas. No, but I'll
Pajamas
still do
fun.
that. That's something I love to do. Pajamas to class. But you guys
Yeah,
wear
you
like
love that.
you guys wear like a full suit, like jeans and a sweater every
That's a
day,
bit.
like casual Friday every day.
Yeah.
And how do you see the future with the team? Like, how do you see next season is gonna be our last one?
The
What
last
do you
dance.
think? Are you excited with soccer? Like,
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like there's a lot of pressure for it being the last season or anything like that. I'm at a point where I'm just gonna go out there and enjoy it the most.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you guys have talked about the season's very short here. So after the first 2-3 months of next season, we'll be done with soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'll be the last time we like any of us most likely will play competitively for the rest of our lives, and it's something that we've done our whole lives. So it'll obviously be emotional when it ends, but I mean, just go out and enjoy it while we still have it.
It will be sad.
It will be sad.
We go back to the 8 a.m. practice.
Not in the
That's
spring.
gonna be
That's
tough.
crazy.
Not in the spring.
Not in the
I'm done
spring. I'm
in
done in the spring. Oscar, I'm
Don't-
telling you now.
Don't
I'm
say
done.
it too loud. And what do you think about the team? With the difference with the first year we came here, do you think there's been an improvement? Like,
For
do
sure.
we have a good team? Can we win the conference?
I feel like there's definitely potential to. I mean, obviously, you never know when we have 10 new kids coming in next year. But with the pieces we have right now, I feel like we have something good started.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we had a good team last year, and we started off really well, and then went through a dip, and whatever, things didn't work out. I remember at the start of last year, after our first couple games, we were like, "There's no way we're losing in conference."
Yeah, no, we were
And then we didn't really win the last
5-1.
4 games in conference. So things happen, but I mean, the big thing for me is like, there weren't really any seniors on the team. There were 2 seniors on the team ahead of us, but now really we're like
Yeah.
the top dogs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different. We have to like be the guys that get the other kids in line and organize stuff and all that. So it's a little bit of a change, like speaking of that.
No, that's so true, because also the other 3 guys that you have, we are Spanish, so at the end of the day, you're
so
the
you don't do
American.
anything, and it's Zach and those guys that can do
No,
anything.
but you have to do it. Like also,
I mean-
and David is the captain. Like we know we are
Yeah.
seniors, but I feel like for you it's even more important. You know, you're the new Kirby, bro. You're the new Kirby.
New
Kirby, I hope you watch this. Bro.
We're just Kirby and
miss you.
JP. Kirby and JP.
Kirby and JP.
Yeah,
That's us.
Yeah.
Kirby, JP.
I think I'm more JP, yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we're done, right?
Yeah, I had a great time talking
For
with
sure.
you guys.
For sure.
Wow.
Thank you so much for coming.
I wish we could do this every day.
Thanks for the invite.
will.
Like it.
We
I
should.
think,
can
I think it
come.
was good.
No, it was
right?
great. It was
We're
great.
here talking.
Next year when we start playing the games and stuff, we're gonna bring you.
Okay,
to do like a game review or something.
for sure.
One more question. Are you excited about playing against Vermont? Because
Oh,
it's the
true.
first game we have against the national champions.
The reigning national champions. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for my
Big crowd.
parents to go. There's a big crowd there.
Crowd.
Your
Always a
brother
big
studied
crowd.
there, right?
My brother studied there. He graduated. I'm not sure if he'll be around Vermont at that point or living elsewhere. Who knows? But yeah, it would be good to be back in my home state around a familiar field and crowd and atmosphere. So yeah,
Yeah, that would be
I'm
good.
excited.
Yeah.
Perfecto.
Pues nada, muchas gracias por vernos otro día más y hasta el siguiente. Thank you.
Bueno.
Muy bien, muy bien.
There we go.